B team, we're back. Welcome back to the B team. Yeah, I recorded a reel. I hope you guys like the reel. I probably we all could be doing those more if any of those news, any free agency move comes out.
Yeah.
Gassy, you can Muller, obviously. Like shit, we'll just talk about it. Why not? But welcome back. We're just gonna get into this quickly. Muller is coaching soccer because the dude is a beast in his whip right now. So hopefully he doesn't get pulled over. If he does, it will be on the content.
Oh, it's gonna be so funny. And I just drove right past a cop, and I. It was at the worst moment that I could have drove past him because I was holding my phone up like in the worst, like he knows I'm on my phone, and I was trying to get out my notes from my bag, and I almost just like ran into the guy in front. It's real. It's a tough situation over here.
Well, well, Muller, you're dedicated. That's all that matters, man. That's why
Dude,
you to go.
I'm out here driving in my Adidas cleats. I can barely feel the gas pedal. Studs on this
I
are
actually know
making.
that feeling, and it's actually pretty scary. So I get it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, let's get right into it. So I know you want to touch on a little bit of the March Madness basketball. I have been watching a little bit. I watched the first round and the second, but let me hear your thoughts about going into the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to start in the round of 64. I need to make an official statement.
Go ahead.
Um, I'm retired from ever betting on UVA again in my life in the tournament. They might be the worst tournament team. What's his name? The coach Bennett? I think his name's Bennett.
Mhm.
What a fucking loser. How do you go into the tournament every year as a top four seed and you just lose?
That's
You
three
lose in
years
the
in a
worst
row
way
now they lost in
possible.
the first round.
Yeah, so I think over the last 4 years they've gone out in the first round. They lost to UMBC the one year, I think, if people remember, as the like literal number one team in the tournament. And then they won the national championship the next year. Then they went out in the first round the last couple of years. It's a joke. It's a joke. On the first day, I had them, Duke, and someone else to win. And UVA was the first game. And that stupid ass point guard, you've played over 300 games for them, and you just throw the ball straight up in the air, feeding them a 3-pointer to win. Like, what are we doing?
That that play, that was one game I was watching. That inbound play, that point guard, like I just don't understand why you don't even try to throw it off the guy's leg. Like he just
Yeah,
went complete Jacoby Meyer status. And once Furman got that ball, intercepted it, I was like, dude, this game's over. They're making the shot. Bam.
everyone and their mother knew he was making that shot.
Yeah,
And
he could not miss that shot being that wide open.
not to mention, I'm pretty sure he could have just held onto the ball and taken a 10-second call, leaving like point 0.7 on the clock. There was no way Furman was making a three with point 0.7 on the clock. I'm sorry.
Dude, he was
No way.
literally right on the baseline and he had two guys on him. Is it that difficult to just try and throw it off the guy's calf? Like
Yeah.
I don't see the logic behind that move. Granted, he's young, but dude, you're on Virginia. Like this is a play you
Like,
need to know how to make in these type of
Mike,
situations.
they had a timeout. They had a timeout.
And they had a timeout. Yeah, that's just uncalled for.
So, yeah, just clearing everything up here. Like, I'm retiring from ever gambling on UVA in the tournament again. Absolute, that is just an atrocious start to the tournament. But it was followed up with one of the high points of my life.
I know
I
what you're
think
gonna say.
last week, I told everyone that Purdue was a fraud. I told them that they were getting upset every week by a bad team and they just stayed in the top five. Well, look what happened, people. Purdue lost fairly depressing, and now I made a lot of money. If you tailed me, I had $10 on Fairleigh Dickinson, and these guys just, I mean, to be fairly honest, they fairly dicked them down. And Purdue is out like they're another Virginia, I think.
Dude, the fact that because I, in my bracket, I did take that team that was playing Purdue. You were 100%. You hit the nail right on the head, man. Like
Yep.
you were spot on. The odds for them winning money line was plus 1,400. I should have threw
Yep.
$50 on it at least. You had
I
that locked up.
Yep. My only regret from that whole game is that I didn't put more money on them.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it was a crazy first round, though. I feel like a lot of underdogs were coming out of those games, man. So then you had the next round was pretty good too. What other games come to mind that you found interesting or a good game?
All right. Wait, can you see me?
Yeah,
Oh, good. Okay. I thought I lost you for a second.
now we
Um,
got you.
no, I mean, other than that, I mean, just some key points I want to point out here. The 1-2-3 parlay lost for the fourth year running. Um, some of the best Kansas State, Marquette, UConn are producing the best games. Arkansas over Kansas. The Must Bus is rolling. I mean, did you see him take his shirt off?
No, but I did watch the Arkansas Illinois game and they flat out beat them.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give it up to the Must Bus. I mean, the guy is fit. Nothing more I can say. The guy is ripped.
And
And
then
then he called the Hogs out. I don't know if you know about that.
oh,
God bless you.
thank you.
Shout out to St. John's getting Rick Pitino.
I was just about to say that. What do you think about that
Yeah.
signing?
Well, I think it's very good for the students on that team. I'm sure in due time they'll have a bunch of hookers in their dorms.
Hey, as long as they win, man, that's all that matters. But now my bracket is kind of still alive. I do have Houston playing Alabama. I still have Houston winning, but it's coming down to the wire. I know we got a big game tomorrow. Alabama's playing, so I got a lot of people that are riding Alabama heavy, putting heavy money on them. So root for those guys.
Yep. You're looking at one of them.
You took them spread or money line?
I took them to win the whole damn thing.
There you go.
So that's one thing I want to say before we get into the football, because there's not much else to say other than shout out to Jersey teams. Last point, a Jersey team has won at least one game in every tournament for the last like 15 years. But there's, in my mind, there's like 8 contenders, but there's only 4 teams that can actually win. And the 4 teams are going to be Gonzaga, UConn, Alabama, and Creighton. So I think Alabama and Creighton, I think they're probably the best 2 options. But then UConn's playing really good basketball right now. And who else did I say? Gonzaga. Gonzaga's been an underdog in almost all the games so far outside the first round. And I mean, they're a good team. I don't know why we keep sleeping on Gonzaga, calling them a fake team and a fake league. But the Mark Few he knows how to get it done.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, too, I mean, Creighton, I know they lost one of their forwards, but they still pulled out the victory. Right now, Muller, I'll give you an update. UConn's beating Arkansas by 15 points.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. I did take UConn tonight.
So
that's beautiful.
I know a lot of my friends are also on Kansas State, Mr. New York City.
Yep,
they're up by 5 at the moment against Michigan State. Gonzaga, UCLA, that'll be a fucking awesome game too. Yeah. But yeah, we got a couple of good ones coming down the line, man.
Who else plays
the gasitology bracket doing?
Oh, that's dead. You're dead.
You're dead.
You were looking hot through after the first 2 days. You were in like probably the top 1% of the country, and then I'm not exactly sure what happened on the third day. After the third day, like you died. You died. Alabama got to you.
Yeah. Well,
but let's get into football.
I'm rooting for you though, Muller. I'm rooting for your bracket. I'm rooting for your bets. You obviously know what the hell you're talking about, but let's. So we'll start with the Cowboys again because I know you don't have much time. But we have Dalton Schultz going to the Texans, and we have Zeke, who has 3 destinations in mind. It is the New York Jets, the Eagles, and the Cincinnati Bengals. So we'll start with Schultz first, and then we'll go to Zeke. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I've said it before on the show. I really liked Schultz. He had one of the biggest bonehead plays to end the season. But like I said, I think it was maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago, we got a really tough tight end room. Like they were always rotating. Like there were games where all three were scoring touchdowns. I'm not too concerned there. We'll see how it goes as the season begins and we really start to see who's going to take over that starting role. I like your shot. I think that he could be really good for us. He's a big guy.
Undershot.
Can catch well. I mean, he basically does. I'm just going to list everything a tight end can do. So I'm trying to talk myself into thinking he's going to be the best option for us. And then Zeke, that's really all I have to say on Schultz. I mean, I didn't see him coming back.
Yeah, but you know what though? I will say this though.
I did see coming back.
I will say this though, like I feel like Schultz was a really good piece for you guys, man. I mean, obviously we know that like there's some backups that are really good, but
yeah, no, I'm not anything away from what he's like all the good he's done for us, but he was never like he wasn't Jason Witten. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jason Witten, you could like if he has a down year, it's like, oh, next year, whatever. Like if Schultz had a down year this year, everyone would be at our necks like, why'd you pay him?
Mm-hmm. Now
you know
with Zeke now, what do you think about that? Because I remember we talked about him and how it was kind of like RB1, RB2. Personally, I think he's actually lost a step. So out of all the situations, I don't believe the Jets need him. I don't know if you saw his gasp, but Brees and Michael Carter were like, I think we're good over here. They tweet something like that.
Yeah.
Michael Carter was like, agreed. So I don't believe we need him. We just re-signed our one running back, Ty Johnson, too. The Eagles, I don't see a need for him there either. I think it's the Bengals straight up.
Yes, I think he should go to the Bengals to get back. Now, the only thing that I want if he goes to the Eagles, there's a part of me that really wants him to go to the Eagles, even though that would crush me, because I would love to see the turnaround and the backtracking all Eagles fans would do, because they would all start saying he's great, you know. They wouldn't sit and be like, "Oh, F this guy." No, they would be like, "Oh yeah, we got Zeke, we got your guy."
Are the Eagles fans
all of a sudden, he would have legs again.
Are the Eagles fans the most switched up fans in the country?
No. I actually appreciate Eagles fans. I mean, I'm a Flyers fan, Sixers fan, so I'm also a part of this bad breed of behavior. But
okay.
No, Philly fans will love you if you're on their team, but the moment you leave, they'll give you shit unless you were a legend. Look at CJ GJ. So Zeke goes there, they will love him, just like Cowboys fans did. Now, if he doesn't go there, they will scream bloody murder at him. And you know what? That's fandom right there. That's a fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Phillies.
Mm-hmm. So, did you hear about Rhys Hoskins?
No, I haven't looked at a single thing of baseball.
So Rhys Hoskins today, they're in a spring training game, was fielding a ground ball at first base, non-contact injury. It's his left knee. Not looking good for the Phillies right now. I mean, they're fine, but their first baseman is probably done for the year.
Phillies under wins. Let's take that one immediately. Phillies are dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little scared. Maybe I'm biting the bullet a little bit here, but dude, Trey Turner had a crazy World Baseball Classic, and he had another homer today. I'm nervous.
No, yeah.
I'm very nervous.
Season, and I hate to do this, but I do have to go already.
No worries, Muller. Hey, you made it though. We talked a little bit. We got next Monday. We're actually recording on Mondays now.
Yeah.
So that'll be better, I think.
Yeah.
First day, we'll get into swing of working and just putting out content.
Absolutely.
But
right. I'll see you later. Have a good show.
We'll see you, Muller. Way to join.
Yeah.
Peace, Muller.
Fuck Purdue.
Fuck Purdue, yeah. Okay, well, yeah. So Muller's gone now. Now this is where everyone now is this still recording?
Yeah, we're on. I'm just getting on camera.
This is where everyone now usually turns out because this is where me and Gas start ripping Jets, but we're gonna change it up a little bit. I think, Gas, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw you a lot of more questions, I guess. Maybe not even Jets related, but obviously we're gonna talk about it, but we can really get into like projections of where these guys are gonna go. I know there's still some people out there, and maybe we can get into some like fantasy sleepers or something, top divisions, top quarterbacks. So
We'll get into whatever, Mikey. What's on your mind?
what's on my mind? I mean, well, let's reiterate. We talked about it a little bit. So Eli, I know we were both fans. I mean, I know I said I wanted him traded back in the day. Here we are. So obviously everyone who watched the reel knows my take on it. Well, I want to hear your take on it. Go ahead.
Honestly, I think this is going to go down in history as one of those things that one of those times the Jets could have had a good thing, but they fucked it up. I think
how many times are we gonna do this?
I think Eli's probably going to be pretty good in Cleveland. Like if Deshaun gets back to his old self, Eli will be good. I still think he's going to be a good player.
I think so too.
I mean, he would have been perfect in our offense with Rodgers and Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard. But hey, I mean, I think the Jets made this move. We both said it. It's probably because they're trying to get the Rodgers deal done. They need picks.
Yeah.
The picks they got for Eli are going to be part of the Rodgers deal. But yeah, I mean, hate to see him go.
Yeah, I think it's tough because we both knew that either it was going to be Corey Davis or it was going to be Eli Moore that was getting traded. I thought it was either one of those guys. One, because of when Eli was hating on LaFleur and Zach Wilson for all respectively hating on them. I know I was wrong about that, but it was either him or Corey Davis just because of the cap hit and how much he's saving. But
I think Corey might still be gone. I think he'll still be part of the Rodgers deal if it get cut. We might get Odell. Jets might get Odell. They might sign him.
So the Brooklyn Jets might happen. The Brooklyn Jets might come to fruition. Is that correct?
Maybe.
Now, I know I've said this multiple times. Why the F are we not going for D-Hop? Obviously, you got to pay the man. Like the Cardinals are just trying to dump him, and you got to pay him. I mean, I think you got to pay him like double-digit $1 million just to have him on your team. But now I'm looking at this as if we're really going for Odell, we are not paying him more than maybe I'm going to just say $12 million a year. I think $12 million is the max.
I think we could dump Corey's contract, which is like 11 a year,
Yeah.
and then just have
switch it over to Odell. I'm not opposed to it just because it's Odell. I just hope like it's just one of those feelings. Like we talked about this too. Like it looks too good to be true. And
I think it looks like the Nats like they're gonna be good for 10 minutes. They're gonna play 2 games together, and then something's gonna happen.
Honestly, yeah, because like even it's crazy too because even when the Nets did this, once we had KD and Harden, I was like, yo, like this is great. Like, dude, we have 2 superstars. And listen, I have nothing against Kyrie, but like you just know who Kyrie is as a person. Him with Luka right now, with Luka, when both of them play, they're 3-6 together. And he's been dealing with injury. Luka's been dealing with injury. We're literally seeing the same exact thing happen. Like, dude, KD, Harden, and Kyrie played 16 games total together, and I believe 2 years.
I think the Jets situation is different, though.
Of course.
We got to have a little more optimism.
I do.
22
yes.
That's a good roster now. We all know this.
Mm-hmm.
They're being talked about as maybe a Super Bowl contending team with Rodgers, and that's the position they're in. They're finding themselves in a position where they have no other choice now but to trade for Rodgers, and they're going to try to make a Super Bowl run in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So why not Odell? Go get Odell. I mean, honestly, with Odell, dude, the Jets' offense is looking nice.
No, I'm not going to disagree with you at all. You know, I'm very pessimistic. I think Odell is a good player, 100%. For 20 million, hell no. But I know he's not going to get that. But
the report that came out that said he asked for 20 mil, he came out and said that was bullshit. He wasn't actually
for sure, of course. For financial purposes, yeah, you kind of have to do that. But no, listen, I think Odell at this point of his career is at the stage now where he's an older veteran. What is he, like 30 something? I think he's in his 30s.
think he's probably around 30 years old.
So he's in this position where obviously you're not going to throw him right in and he's going to become wide receiver one. We have our wide receiver one. It's Garrett.
That's all expect
For sure.
Like we said, it would just be kind of to fill in for losing Corey Davis and Elijah Moore.
It's
I feel
a
like he's a guy that can just come in and produce with Rodgers for sure.
it's a nice veteran move to make. Again, I know back then he was kind of being a drama queen, but I think he's moved past that. He's already won a ring, dude. His career is complete. Like he did what he had. Like
And
he's
that's
won.
another reason
Like
I want the Jets to get him is when he came into LA, he did make a difference there.
For sure.
He wasn't. It's not the same Odell he used to be. Everybody knows that. But
Mhm.
he's not washed yet. He's still a solid guy. He's going to make an impact.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. It's like we're not signing him to just be the only receiver that we have on our team. It's not like with Robbie Anderson. Well, I love Robbie, but like Jermaine Kearse and all those, we're putting him in and he's gonna get all the attention. Like he might be wide receiver 3 on that team, possibly. I mean, Garrett's getting all the attention.
A bigger receiving target than Odell, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett's gonna get everything. He's our one. Lazard. I don't think I think Lazard is kind of the same player as Corey Davis, but I just think with that rapport that he has with Aaron Rodgers, I think he could be a super solid receiver. He actually had a decent year last year. Yeah, and another good blocking receiver as well, but just I think he's entering his prime now. It might not seem it, and it might not be the highest ceiling, but I think he's for sure entering his prime.
It was a great move to make just because of the chemistry with Rodgers alone. Like that's exactly what you want to have. Like bring in Lazard, man.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good signing. And the Jets aren't gonna have a huge offseason this year. It was Lazard, McCole Hardman, maybe Odell, but not a big free agency class. It's not going to be a huge draft class either because they're going to give up picks for Rodgers. So hopefully it's just these little handful of moves the Jets are going to make are going to get them.
This is the thing with Joe Douglas. I know Philly fans know this. I mean, I don't even think he was the GM in Philly. He was higher personnel. Okay, like if you didn't know this, but he makes just very low signing underrated moves. I mean, you can really throw Lazard can be an outlier to that, but McCole Hardman was 1 year, 6.5 mil. Odell, I feel like that's going to be kind of a smaller contract now, but he's building it in a way which makes us very fast, which I like. I mean, McCole could be using it. He's a very underrated gadget receiver. Personally, I wasn't that high on him because of his injuries, but yeah, I think he can kind of fill that Eli Moore role. But
I don't think he can do that because I think what Eli's going to do in Cleveland is going to be great.
For sure.
Like Eli Moore is going to be.
Mhm.
But I think he can fill in for Braxton's role last year, like that returner, gadget player type of guy.
Like third down, like 4 receiver set. Yeah, that's kind of not really like a slot, but like one of those like where he's inserted in a third down position. Jet sweeps as well, kick returners. But hey, listen, maybe this can revive his career, man. I mean, he dealt with injury. We know how fast he is, but
I'm not banking on that. I'm not betting. You mean McCole Hardman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't see a revival coming from him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think we know what he is, but hopefully, like, if he stays healthy, we can see some production from him. Not like crazy. Like, I'm not expecting a 1,000-yard receiver, but 400, 500 yards, maybe. But again, just another.
Honestly, I don't see that because at that point, that means he's on the field all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think Rodgers is going to be super excited to just spread the wealth. I mean, there's so many targets, and you know what?
He did it last year, and I mean, our young guys are better than these young guys.
I mean, we're still going to have a crazy run game. I mean, the fact that we could just take off the top with all these receivers, man, it could be lethal. So, how much time we got left in the Zoom?
None.
All right, we're done. That's it. Not even on this is still recording?
Yeah, that's recording.
Okay, well, we kind of freelanced there. It was good. A lot of football talk. Comment of what you guys want us to talk about next. Anything you want us to give us a shout out, or we'll give you a shout out. Anything you have questions for us, comment it. Seriously, if you have any questions next week, we'll just go through your questions, answer what we think, what you think as well. And yeah, we'll go from there. But good episode. We're ending it here.